25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on Primetime, a bill which will finance the construction of a new hospital complex awaits the signature of the governor. Plus, Tomas Manglotnya brings you part 6 of his Behind the Frontline series. And a ribbon cutting was held this morning at the Guam Museum for the history of Japan's martial arts exhibit.
Good evening, everyone. Guahusi Isaiah again, and thanks for tuning in to Guam's News Leader. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero is expected to sign a bill soon that authorizes the financing of a 21st century health center. She's identified a large tract of military land in Manila as a site for the more than $1 billion project. But while the governor is on a tight timeline to get it completed, she may now be facing a roadblock in the form of the original landowners. KUAM's Nestor Lecanto reports.
The governor says the military will provide a license to access the land known as Eagles Field by the end of this year. And by the end of next year, she expects to sign a lease agreement.
So we're very excited about this. It's 102 acres of property in the middle of Guam. And this is one of the most benefits of this property because it is located in the center. And I know people have made comments and criticisms about where it's going to be built. But I feel this is the best selected area, and it is also increases our government assets.
The original landowners have also been critical, making it clear during a public hearing earlier this year that if the land isn't returned, they should be compensated for the use of it.
I have not gotten any response from the original landowners, but my research says that the owners of that property have already been compensated.
The governor remains undeterred, in great part because of what she says are the rapidly deteriorating conditions at GMH.
The Army Corps of Engineers has put us in notice that it will probably not be able to be used beyond 5 years.
The bill passed this week to authorize the financing for a new hospital complex is now on her desk, awaiting her likely signature. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Meanwhile, we also had a chance to get the governor's reaction to remarks last week by Congressman Michael San Nicolas. He said after a speech at the Chamber of Commerce that he is seriously considering a run for Adelup, citing what he called a lack of execution by the governor in using the hundreds of millions in federal pandemic assistance.
We live in a free society, and certainly if he feels that he is seriously considering running, well, I am not seriously considering, I am running. And I think I need 4 more years in our administration to effectuate our initiatives and our vision and our platform, because I feel we've been denied 18 months because of the COVID. Most of our initiatives are starting on track again, and so yes, I am going to be running. If he is seriously considering it, of course, that is his, prerogative.
If San Nicolas does run, he'd face the governor in the Democratic primary scheduled for August 27th of next year. Senators are rushing to pass bills to tap into the $60 million Gov Guam is expecting in earned income tax reimbursements. But as Nestor Lecanto reports, other lawmakers question whether there will actually be money to pay for all the expenditures.
The bills all fund widely supported projects like building a $3.5 million sacred burial ground to reinter ancestral remains. But the measures also all identify the same EITC reimbursement funding source. Finance Chairman Senator Joe San Augustine.
From January of 21 to December 21, if we, the people of Guam, pay any earned income tax credit or even CTC, child tax credit, we're entitled to reimbursement. That was based on the law that was passed by Congress, signed by the president. All I'm saying and all we're doing on the bills that are coming forward is to identify that the GovGuam needs to go back and ask for reimbursement for this year.
Previously, EITC, which is tax relief for low to moderate income families, was an unfunded federal mandate paid straight out of general fund revenues every year. Now, Congress has agreed to reimburse Gov Guam 100%. But Senators Tello Taitigui and Joanne Brown aren't so sure the anticipated $60 million payback will be available.
That Daphne Shimzu made it clear that any reimbursement we're getting is for tax year 2021. So, there's an argument back and forth, and I'm not going to linger on it because there is no funding for 2020 based on what Daphne Shimzu from Rev and Tax has mentioned.
I also echo the concerns that were raised by Senator Tello, and I don't know if we should put at the entrance of the legislature a scale that tells us how much of this tax credit funding that we are appropriating and what's going to be left. Since so far, looks like the number of bills introduced to spend the money is going to exceed what money is available, and that is my concern.
The reckoning will come if and when any of the measures hit the session floor. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Public hearings were scheduled today for 5 different bills totaling more than $33 million in appropriations from the anticipated EITC reimbursement. Hearings on 2 of the bills were scheduled for next week. The Guam Department of Education has acknowledged that they are aware of the sex discrimination complaint filed against them through the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Here's more on this report.
Guam Department of Education Superintendent John Fernandez said during a weekly media meeting this afternoon that he couldn't make a comment on the sex discrimination case regarding a school aide who is transgender stationed at GW High School in Manila. However, he did admit to knowing about the case.
I am familiar with the complaint as reported by KUAM, but as far as our engagement with the agencies that have been identified in your report, we have not gotten to that point. So, and again, we wouldn't comment on the details of a particular case or investigation, but we do want to just assure you that any complaint that's filed in the department is taken seriously. And of course, we'll work cooperatively with the federal agencies to see what needs to be done to address the complaint and be responsive and cooperative, in that process.
As we reported, Shelly Kanata, who has been with the Guam Department of Education for 15 years, filed a complaint last month with the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights. Shelly alleges GDOE discriminated against her on the basis of sex.
The treatment was so bad that I would have lunch and breaks in my car because I was scared to talk.
U.S. DOE referred the case to the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Shelly believes she's being discriminated against because she is transgender. Meanwhile, as for other faculty and staff who may be in a hostile work environment, Fernandez had this to say.
If an employee feels bullied by another adult on campus, either they report it to their administrator, or if they believe their administrators are the ones involved, they can report it higher to a deputy or to the superintendent's office through directly to the superintendent or through the EEO or officer or the employee management officer as well.
Shelly also inquired with the Guam Police Department yesterday, but was advised to resolve the situation with GDOE. Reporting for Guam's News Network.
The Guam Department of Education is working to keep the community informed about COVID-19 cases among students and staff through a weekly dashboard and daily reports on their social media pages. Since the resumption of in-person instruction, GDOE hasn't announced any students testing positive for the virus, but did report that 8 employees from 6 different schools have contracted the virus. GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez says they are working to get back on track on reporting the positives in the community. He details what the weekly dashboard will look like.
So the dashboard, of course, we're going to be looking at community transmission risk, right? So that involves both the number of new cases that we've seen on a 7-day basis, as well as the positivity rate over the past 7 days. We also will be providing an overall district level number of active cases on campus. That includes students and employees, as well as the percentage of those active cases based on the overall school population.
Fernandez says that the dashboard could be released by the end of the week and will be updated weekly every Wednesday. It's part 6 of Tomas Manglotnia's continuing series, KUAM Behind the Frontline, which goes behind the scenes at the island's only public hospital. He joins us now in studio. Tomas?
In part 6 of our Behind the Frontline series, we share more of our conversation with 2 nurses who describe what it's like working at GMH day in and day out in this pandemic.
I have started working on the floor again. Last time I worked on the floor as a charge nurse was about a year ago during the second wave, and now I was called back to do charge nursing here in the third wave, and yes, it's a whole different perspective.
And the nurses at the Guam Memorial Hospital continue to adapt.
I'm a case manager. What we do is we plan for discharges for patients. So far, all of our case managers, those that are helping with discharge planning, are pulled out to do different things while we're dealing with this wave.
With some federal help already on island, they're hoping to breathe easier.
Day to day, we have to wear our PPEs pretty much our whole shift. We're putting our PPEs on and off throughout our shifts if our patients call. We're also working alonghand with like case management, rehab, dietary, respiratory therapy.
The multidisciplinary team continues to hold the front line.
Right now, all the hospitals in Guam take care of the COVID patients. So, like during the second wave, we were kind of on our own. The first wave, the GMH was on our own. I think it's a daily bread right now.
And they continue to serve the community on a daily basis.
I wish, the COVID would be over. I wish it would be the end of COVID. I wish that third wave didn't happen.
A big thank you and Suzus Maasi to all the staff at the Guam Memorial Hospital for sharing their stories with us. We'll have our final segment on Friday's newscast.
Thanks, Tomas. You can check out his previous reports by heading over to youtube.com/KUAM News. Pediatric patient admissions are on the rise, according to Guam Memorial Hospital Administrator Lillian Perez-Posadas. At yesterday's Rotary Club meeting, she disclosed how many minors and infants are currently at the hospital.
3 of them are from the pediatric population. Right now, we have about a 1-month-old and one who's an 8-year-old and another one that is 22 months. And so, we're seeing more and more of the pediatric population coming in to the hospital.
Posadas says that most of the kids and minors admitted come from parents who are unvaccinated. Once again, we invite you to voice your view on our social media with our daily question. Today, we're asking, how are you and your family staying safe in the current COVID-19 surge? We'll share our responses on the link with Chris and Sabrina tomorrow morning. Some sad news to report as the island has lost a pillar in the community. Belta Perez, founder of John Robert Powers LLC, passed away on Wednesday. Perez, a former Miss Guam, established a school in 1970 for individuals wanting to hone their skills in the performing arts, offering modeling, acting, voice, and dance. She was also a strong supporter of Catholic social services and the Alley Shelter. Back in 2019, Guam Business Magazine's Businesswoman of the Year presented Perez with a Lifetime Achievement Award for her continued contributions to the island. She is survived by her children, Edward and Barbara, Albert and John Perez, and 6 wonderful grandchildren. Touched by the outpour of love from the community, the family issued a statement. We are completely honored by the overwhelming love and support from those who knew and loved her. We humbly thank you all as we remember the impact she had on many lives. She was 79. Nightly rosary is being held virtually via Zoom at 7 p.m. For the link, you can go to KUAM.com. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Belta's family and loved ones. Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
This is an epic barbecue burger. Ouch! What?
Nothing. You're good. Face is good. Face is good. Your face is there.
Try my barbecue bacon double cheeseburger combo. Only at Jack in the Box.
Nothing transforms a life quite like a home loan. That's why Bank of Hawaii offers online tools that make it easier to transform renters into owners, old kitchens into modern ones, and high school grads into college students. At Bank of Hawaii, we're making it easier to research and apply for a home loan that can transform your life with local experts you can always talk to. So let your transformation begin at boh.com/home.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace. And I'll be around. Oh, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
100% truck, 100% Jeep. Experience next-level off-roading on your new Jeep Gladiator, the most capable off-road midsize pickup truck crafted for adventure, equipped with best-in-class towing capacity, legendary 4x4 Jeep capability, and backed by Guam's only lifetime powertrain warranty. Drive home in a 2021 Jeep Gladiator today, starting as low as $315 per paycheck during Jeep Adventure Days. Visit CarsPlusGuam.com to get pre-approved online today. Terms and conditions apply. Cars Plus, driven by you.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. 39-year-old Manuel Jr. Cabrera Tatao was arrested for attempted aggravated murder for an incident that occurred in August that left a man with severe stab and burn wounds. According to court documents, the victim sustained multiple injuries, including a laceration to his head, which revealed his skull, a laceration to the tissue between his neck and shoulder, an approximately 10-inch gash to his calf, and severe life-threatening third-degree burns. The victim said that he and Tatao had plans of trading a set of darts for a car battery. According to court documents, Tatao asked the victim for a ride to Swamp Road residence. When they arrived, Tatao allegedly accused the victim of stealing from him and began punching him in the face. The victim stated that someone then cut his calf and struck the back of the head, causing him to black out. The victim recalled being bound and wrapped in a tarp or canopy in the trunk of his car. He was then pulled out of the trunk and set on fire. The victim then ran into the jungle, stopped, dropped, and rolled out of the flames and hid until his attackers drove away. He was charged with attempted aggravated murder, kidnapping, and aggravated assault, all with special allegation for use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony. He was also charged with felonious restraint. They're cleaning up Guam's waters while putting their training to the test. KUAM's Tyler Matinani brings details on the Guam abandoned derelict vessel removal group.
Last year, the governor signed an executive order that will kill two birds with one stone.
Essentially, we get the free labor for these things to be brought to shore. Disposal will be on the local government, and the Navy divers do have a chance to get real-world training experience.
As the leading agency, Guam EPA spokesman Nick Lee details the Guam Abandoned Derelict Vessel Removal, or ADV, a coordination between the local and federal government to remove sunken and stranded vessels. In 2003, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration reported approximately 31 vessels were identified throughout Guam's waters.
The idea is for the ADV removal group to tap into technical resources by a Navy salvage dive team. So a few years ago, we were able to host a removal in which this dive team could use real-world application and float and lift watercraft in our waters.
The sunken ships pose several risks, including navigational hazards, threats to commercial and natural resources, and potentially destroying sensitive marine and coastal habitats, just to name a few. The ADV is something that will benefit everyone.
No one really wants to create a shipwreck out there, so if there's something existing that they can use for training benefit, then and it removes marine debris from our environment, it's win-win.
Lee says the Guam EPA is preparing for additional ADV removal very soon. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matinani.
Thanks, Tyler. Guam EPA has received a report from the Big Eyes. As you may recall, an inspector from U.S. EPA's Region 9 conducted an inspection to Samsung E&C America Inc.'s solar farm in Manila near Marble Cave. Samsung's failure to follow their approved sediment and erosion control plan caused stormwater runoff and sediment to fill the freshwater source with inches of mud and silt. Guam's EPA's Nick Lee.
Inspection was performed to see if there was any violations of the National Pollutant discharge elimination permit system, as well as the Clean Water Act.
Lee says Samsung has reported that they've addressed all recommendations made by Region 9. Other areas of the project, including soil stabilization, continue to be a work in progress. He says they will be looking into the site to review their changes. Friday kicked off the start of Police Week, where our men in blue will be recognized and remembered. KUAM's Hannah Devonzo has this report.
Police Week is October 8th through the 16th, and events will be held to honor our island officers. Additionally, the Guam Police Department will be acknowledging the recipient of this year's Police Service Awards. Police Officer Ricky Camacho is being recognized for his outstanding service with GPD and the community. He is this year's Police Officer of the Year.
I continue to just come in and do what is asked of me and do more, and it's just because it's my job and I love it and that I continue to do it. So, I mean, being recognized for it, I was surprised about it, because I don't expect recognition, but it feels amazing that, I'm getting recognized for the stuff I do.
Although the job can be dangerous, Camacho finds fulfillment in serving his community and has done so for the past 9 years.
I was born and raised on Guam, so it means a lot to me to actually be out there serving my people, which I consider, So that's pretty much why I continue to do this.
Tomorrow there will be a virtual proclamation to start off Police Week, and the community is welcome to join in. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Hannah Devonzo.
Thanks, Hannah. From the Isla Center of the Arts at UOG to the Guam Museum, the Spirit of Budo, the history of Japan's martial arts showcases its complete exhibit. KUAM's Daniel Perez reports.
The Spirit of Budo exhibit opened today at the Guam Museum. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held this morning. Museum curator Michael Bavacqua led a tour.
Maybe you like samurai movies, or you like, like manga or karate stuff. If you enjoy those sorts of things, then you should definitely check out this exhibit, because it'll give you a sense of some of that history. We are all familiar with sort of samurai armor, samurai swords. This is a chance where you get to look at them up close, where you can see sort of even the threading, the weaving on the armor. You can see sort of the detail that goes into making the swords.
Since these items come from a time period of bloodshed in Japan, Bavacqua spoke about the history behind them and what they represent.
When we think about sort of things that you would associate with war and fighting, when you look at some of the helmets, they'll incorporate things that you don't often think about as being militaristic. So one of them here is the dragonfly helmet. And so we wouldn't think of the dragonfly as being associated with fighting and strength. So by putting the dragonfly on front of the helmet, they meant to symbolize that this warrior does not step back. This warrior does not retreat. This warrior only moves forward.
The exhibit doesn't stop at just swords and armors. Practice weapons and training gear are showcased as well.
It's also the development of different sort of fighting styles. So there's wooden practice swords, there's the nanagata, sort of the wooden halberd. There's history on karate and how those styles have come out. They also have slippers that are made out of metal. So they're really heavy, called geta. And so you would wear them and you would walk around in them, and it may be tough at first, but it would really strengthen parts of your body that you want to be strong.
If you're into the rich history of Japan and its various martial arts, the exhibit is free and will be at the Guam Museum from October 7th through November 7th. Tuesday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. To make a reservation, you may call 989-4455. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
Dave Delgado is on deck with sports, and still to come, your Coastal Creamery birthday shoutouts. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
My name is Samantha Taitano. So I'm actually the executive director of a nonprofit. So just people who are looking for a different pathway that's going to lead to a secure job, but isn't necessarily thought of as the traditional path. There's a ton of opportunities on this island for the trades, lots of jobs available, and people are always hiring for them. And you can, if you become a skilled and reliable worker, you can definitely move up in the construction industry here.
When making the new Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich, people asked how I felt about burger places selling fried chicken. I'd say that's none of my business, just like making fried chicken is none of theirs. Get the new Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich. It's finger-licking good.
Mobile offers a new and convenient way to fuel your vehicle. Pay gas and go. No need to line up inside the store. Press preset. Enter whole dollar amount without decimals. Press Loyalty ID and enter your mobile number or insert Smiles card. Insert and remove payment card or tap contactless credit card. Begin fueling. And don't forget to grab your receipt. Pay gas and go. It's that easy.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
EJ Calvo, head coach of the men's national basketball team, also president of the Guam Basketball Confederation. The organization is looking at hiring an executive officer.
Since 2015, we sat down with FIBA and really started working on our long-term planning. And that led to even more success for the men's team who won the gold medal in the Pacific Games and opened up some pathways to play some bigger competition. And now that we're going through another cycle, there's a lot of work to be done to really capitalize on all the opportunities for not only the men, but our women's program, our youth programs, and also our coaching and refereeing development here on Guam. So really, although we have a lot of passionate board members, we made the decision to finally, budget and plan for a lead person that's going to work full time and report to the executive board of Guam Basketball and carry our plans forward. And so we have some dedicated funding, at least to get started. We feel like we have a good plan, a good recruiting network. And so once we get started, of course, sustaining the management team and sustaining our operation is going to be the key. And so our executive officer that we recruit will be responsible to help continue the work. And one of the big things is revenue generation and working with more clubs and organizations to create activities.
What are some of the qualifications needed for those interested in applying?
Number one, they got to be ready to get to work, get ready to work with various members of our community, from coaches to other administrators of clubs. One of the things we wanted to make sure that was clear is that we're not requiring that you're a basketball coach or a basketball expert. It's more about helping us to grow an organization, helping us to create a membership and grow our membership with our Guam National Program, and also manage our facilities and activities. That skill set does not require necessarily that you know the X's and O's of basketball or that you even play basketball. But of course, there's a lot of passion for the sport of basketball in Guam, and it'd be great if it's always nice that the person that we end up hiring also enjoys being around the game.
For those that do want to apply, how can they go about doing that?
We put out announcements on social media on our platforms. We also publicize our email address, basketballguam@gmail.com, and are just looking forward to seeing more resumes emailed to us, questions, concerns. Just reach out, make connection, and ask more questions. And what we'll do is we have a selection committee that will be looking at all the resumes and prospects. And over the next few weeks, they'll be creating a short list of candidates that will move to the next phase of interviews. And our goal is to move quickly on this within the next, I'd say, anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks. We hope to get through this process and have the right candidate to help us lead Guam basketball forward.
In programming news, tune into the stations of KUAM. You know how we do it. Catch all your NFL action right here. Monday, October 11th on KUAM TV 11, 3 in the morning, NFL on CBS, New Orleans Saints at the Washington football team. Then at 10:20 in the morning on NBC, KUAM TV 8, Sunday Night Football, Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Building on the past, we at Docomo Pacific Business believe in helping businesses move forward and together, changing the way we get things done to make you and your company reach your highest potential. Trust in our commitment to bring you the best solutions for all your business goals. We are Docomo Pacific Business. Let's work better together.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Thanks for the Big Mac.
Yeah, thanks for driving.
Wait, what are we listening to?
Get it at McDonald's when you get 2 of your faves for just $6.
So you went to Mickey D's and didn't even... Man, that's wrong. What? You're all right.
Get it at McDonald's when you get 2 of your faves for just $6.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of the birthday shoutouts from the Coldstone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy Est of birthday wishes. Hey, you get a little bit extra today on this October 7th. And celebrating birthday number 12 is Mackenzie Ryder Sablon. Happy birthday to Big Mac from Mama, Maya, Axel, Peyton, Haley, Caleb, Skylar, Mom, Dad, Uncle Drew, and Auntie Avie. We hope you have a great 12th birthday, Mackenzie. Madison Leon Guerrero, happy birthday to you because you are blowing out 8 candles. And to our loving and beautiful princess, Madison Grace, may God continue to bless you with as much happiness as you bring us. Oh, with love always and forever, your very, very proud familia. Julie Ann DeGracia, wishing my mommy a very happy birthday. That's a sweet birthday message. Great job. Jordan Mackenzie Santos Hernandez, our official beauty is a teen, your shout out says. Happy birthday, Jordan. We love you and can continue to keep the course. We are beyond blessed. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, Aria Teresita Paulino Iglesias, wishing our daughter and sister a happy blessed birthday. We are truly blessed to have you in our lives, and we love you very much, says your family. So, everyone who has a birthday on this October 7th, we wish you good health. Please stay safe. Have the best day ever, because today is your birthday, and each and every one of you are awesome.
Remember, you can be a part of the Coldstone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. That's going to do it for us here on Primetime Guahusi Isaiah Uggan. Thanks for watching. Good night and stay safe.